Good morning, class. All right, welcome to your first asynchronous lesson. We're going to be looking at lesson 3 today, changing elevation in unit 5. We're still going to be continuing looking at solving problems with signed numbers, but now we're going to be looking at adding them again with number lines still, and how we can add positive and negatives together, looking at the magnitudes. Magnitudes meaning distance away from 0, because the distance away from 0 is going to determine if it's going to be positive or negative. So we're going to start with our warm-up, 3.1. That's the opposite. We're on page 363. So we're just going to continue to practice using number lines to demonstrate addition with signed numbers. So it says draw arrows on the number line to represent the situation. Okay, part A, the temperature was -5 degrees, then the temperature rose 5 degrees. So we're starting at -5 degrees, and then it rose 5 degrees, so it's a positive change. So what I need to do is I need to draw my 0. That's where I started. I always start from 0, and I'm drawing an arrow to my first number. So there's -5. There's my starting point. I'm going to the left because I'm starting negative. Now the temperature rose 5 degrees. That's a positive change, so I'm going to the right 5. So there's my positive change, and my end result was 0. So I went back to where I started from. So I get part B. The climber was 30 feet above sea level. So above sea level means it's positive. Then she descended 30 feet. So descended means negative action. So I need to draw my first line going from 0 to 30, because she's 30 feet above sea level, but then she descended 30 feet. So the change was -30, so I'm going to the left since it's a negative action. And there's my -30. Again, I'm right back at 0. All right, let's look at question 2. What's the opposite? So I'm just looking for the opposite of these situations. So running 150 feet east. Well, if we're looking at the opposite of east is west. So you are running 150 feet west. Jumping down 10 steps, the opposite of down is up. So you're jumping up 10 steps. Pouring 8 gallons into a fish tank. So if I'm pouring it into the fish tank, then I'm taking them out. So taking out 8 gallons. So these are examples of opposites. All right. So when you're adding opposites to one another, so for example, -10 plus 10, you get 0. 1/2 plus -1/2, those are opposite values that also equals 0. So whenever you add opposite signs of the same number, it equals 0.